Good morning, guys. Today we're going to be working on mixed numbers and without regrouping, adding and subtracting those numbers together. I've been so proud of the work that you all have done this past week and a half that we've been learning online, so I'm really excited to keep going on as we get better and better with this technology. I want you to finish this video, pay special attention to all of the steps because there's a lot, and then once you're done, you can pop over to Khan Academy and finish the practice that's on there. Good to see you all. Bye. Good morning, guys. Today we're going to be practicing adding and subtracting mixed numbers that have different denominators. Our denominator, remember, is the number on the bottom. So if we're looking at the problem on the screen right now, it says 7 3/5 plus 3 3/10. I'm noticing that my denominators are different, but before I even worry about starting to add these mixed numbers, which can be kind of difficult, I'm going to separate these into their parts. So what this is really saying is that I have 7 whole ones plus 3/5 plus 3 whole ones in 3/10 of an extra number. So I can actually take these two numbers, my two whole numbers, and go ahead and add them together, which means that I'll have 7 plus 3, which is 10. And then I still need to add 3/5 plus 3/10. So what that means is that I'm going to need to change 3/5 and 3/10 to have a common denominator. The easiest way to change something to have a common denominator is to choose the least common multiple for those two numbers. So if I'm looking at 5 and 10, the least common multiple, the lowest number that both 5 and 10 fit into, is actually 10. So I'm going to rewrite everything, and I'm going to change 3/5 into an equivalent fraction out of 10. If I want it to be out of 10, then I know that I need to have 3 over 5 is equal to something over 10, because I want it to be out of 10. So if I want to go from 5 to 10, I need to multiply by 2, which means I need to do the exact same thing on the top. So I'm going to have 6 out of 10, which means that now, instead of having 3/5, I'm going to add 6 over 10, and then I still have my 3/10 from the original problem. So now I can add my fractions together. Remember, when we're adding fractions, we can add straight across if it has the same denominator. So that means that I have 10 plus 9 over 10, because 6 plus 3 is 9, and I'm keeping my denominator the same. So my final answer is going to be 10 9/10. So now let's try that exact same strategy one more time with a different problem. I have two mixed numbers, and they have different denominators, and I'm going to try and add them together. The very first thing I'm going to do is separate the whole numbers from their fractions. So I'm going to rewrite my problem as 2 plus 1/4 plus 3 plus 2/3. I'm going to go ahead and add my mixed numbers together. So I'm going to add 2 plus 3. That gives me 5. I still need to add my fractions together. So I still need to add 1/4 plus 2/3. I need those to have the same denominator. In order to add fractions, they need to have a common denominator. The easiest number for my denominator to be will be the least common multiple of 4 and 3. I know that both 4 and 3 go into 12. So I need to change both of the fractions to have a denominator as 12. So I'm going to do that work over here in yellow. If I have 1/4 and I need to create an equivalent fraction with 12 in the denominator, I need to know how many times, I'm making it really messy. I need to know how many times 4 goes into 12. I know that 4 times 3 is 12, which means I need to do 1 times 3 on the top, and my new fraction is going to be 3 over 12. So let's go ahead and write all of our parts. So I have 5 plus, instead of 1/4, I now have 3 over 12. Plus, well, now I need to change 2/3 to have a denominator as 12. So I'm going to write 2/3. I'm going to make a proportion, and I'm going to make the denominator on my other fraction 12. How many times does 3 go into 12? Well, I know that 3 goes into 12 4 times. Since I multiplied by 4 on the bottom, I have to do the exact same thing on the top. So I'm going to have 2 times 4, which is 8, which means that I'm going to add 8/12 instead of 2/3. So now that I have everything with a common denominator, I can add all of those pieces together. So I still have this 5. When I'm adding fractions, I'm going straight across and I'm leaving the denominator the same. So I have 3 plus 8, which is 11 over 12. So my final answer, and I'll put it in this little box right here, is going to be 5 and 11/12.